Hey y'all. Welcome back to Real Talk Live. It's Yosha. I'm going to wait a couple minutes to let some people trickle in. And I'm so glad to be here, y'all. We made it to another Wednesday. I'm just excited because it's still been a pretty good start to the new year for me. And I've been in a mood. A few minutes ago, I was fussing because my child was being hard headed and made a mess in this living room. And I like my living room to be nice and clean so that I can feel, you know how we get, I like my space to be clean, but it's all good. So, Haley, Alicia, welcome to my live. Give this video a thumbs up if you just joined. I seen 5. I ain't never had 5 join as soon as I started. I was like, huh. Hi, Kiara. Hi, Delilah. Oh, snap. Y'all coming through. Hey, Shay. I ain't never had that many come in as soon as I started. I'm trying to work on being on time, y'all, because I'll be done told y'all 8:30 and then it'll be 10 o'clock. But not this year. I'm trying to be better with my time. But today, I have a good topic in store for those that was here last. I know that's right, because I got to work in the morning, too. That's the other reason why I'm trying to start on time, because when I start late, and I still got to get up at the same time in the morning, it takes me about an hour to come down from the good feeling of connecting with you all, because we be talking, we be getting into some good discussions, and then, I'm all excited with my husband. I'm like, oh, babe, it went really good. So I end up falling asleep after midnight, so I'll be tired at work the next day. But anyway, last week, I had everybody think of one thing that they were grateful for that happened in the last 7 days. So if you're new, you can still do it, but you're going to have to reflect on the spot. So basically, from last Wednesday to this Wednesday, I want you to tell me one thing that you're grateful for that has happened for you already in the new year. And if y'all want me to start with mine, I can tell y'all one of mine. Yeah, I can tell y'all one of mine. So let me put the question in the comments. So tell me one thing that you are thankful for that has happened last 7 days. And do y'all want me to go first, or are y'all gonna tell me first? And my husband is gonna be in here shortly, but he's cleaning up for me because he cooked dinner. So all right. I'm trying to see if my regulars pop in because I gave these. They're the one that I gave the homework assignment to. So I'm gonna go first. Okay, I'm gonna go first. So, I bulk film. So that means that I film stuff in advance. So on Saturday, I filmed 4 videos in advance, and right when I was almost done with the last video, like honestly, I was done. I was like cleaning everything up. My son was being hard headed. He almost knocked my camera down and it almost fell, but I think my husband caught it. Literally, like 3 minutes later, I knocked my camera down myself and I jammed the lens on my camera. So I have been in like such a really, really good mood, y'all. But when that happened, like my whole mood changed. And I felt like God was testing me because I'm trying to have a more positive outlook. I'm trying to complain less. So I'm telling you, like maybe a month ago, I would have been pissed. I would have been going off, snapping. But I didn't even do that. I just took a deep breath. I wrote in my journal and I felt so much better. And so then as I was writing, I started thinking, okay, what can I do? I can get a new camera. But I didn't want to get a new camera because I was waiting until tax time. So I didn't really want to, spend a lot of money on a brand new camera. Then I was like, okay, I can look into getting it repaired. Well, long story short, I found a place where I could get it repaired and it cost less than it would have cost to get a new camera or buy the same old camera used. And then, y'all, I had made some extra money with one of my side hustles over the weekend, so I was able to use that money and some money that my dad gave me today without going out of my budget. So that's my one thing that I'm thankful for that's happened in the last 7 days. So let me read y'all's. Let's see. Oh my gosh, congratulations on starting college. I wish you the best of luck, Kiara, in your college journey. I hope that you make the most of it and just do the best that you can do. Don't let anybody make you feel less than. College is a great experience. I recommend it for anybody. Not just because of the career thing, but because it just gives you an experience that you couldn't really get anywhere else. So I wish you the best of luck with that. Yes, Shay, I'm with that 100%. I'm so glad that you were okay after your car accident. Car accidents are very scary, but they make us very grateful, especially when it could have been worse and you make it out without needing surgery or a broken bone. So I'm really glad that that was not the case for you. And I'm also glad that you started your vacation savings because I actually did that too. I actually started mine too, and we already started paying on one of our trips, and then the other one will be in motion for later in the year. So I'm really excited about that. I'm trying to be planful, y'all. Like, my January has started off really good because I'm trying to be very intentful about everything that I'm doing so that I can travel. Because last year, we did travel for family and stuff, but like this year I'm trying to, travel. So I know I'm in Atlanta if y'all didn't know. So we're going to the Orlando area for spring break, and then we're going to Las Vegas at some point later this year. So I'm excited. And I'm gonna try to squeeze one more in somewhere, but I'm just in a better place. So I'm feeling good right now. And yes, journaling. I used to journal and then I fell off with it, but I've started. I'm really doing like a appreciation challenge thing to kind of help me because I had gotten to a place where I was just being really, really negative. And y'all probably didn't see it much because like on YouTube, I'm not that negative. Like I give real advice or whatever, but I'm not like mean to people. But like I wasn't feeling great about how 2019 was going, and it was just soaring through everything that I was doing and the way I felt. I just didn't feel like myself. So I started praying, I started reading more, and basically one of the books I was reading was talking about how you have to show gratitude for where you are in your life in the present, and how you have to be glad for what you have in order to be able to enjoy and appreciate when you get more later. So to make a long story short, I just started writing down in my journal one thing a day what I'm grateful for, and sometimes it'll be 6 or 7 things that I'm grateful for, and I've been feeling better. So I don't know. This is the year. Yes, this is the year to live your best life. And every year after that, we're not going to be dwelling on the past. We're not going to be sad over stuff we can't change. We're just going to choose our reaction and be positive. So, all right, y'all. What are y'all goals? What's your goal for the month? I know some of y'all that are here, y'all make YouTube videos too. So, like, what are some of y'all goals for the rest of January? Okay, Alicia, how many do you have? Is your name pronounced Delilah or Delia? I don't want to mess it up, girl. Give me the phonetic spelling so I can say your name right. I don't want to mess your name up, but where are you currently? I think I'm subscribed to all of y'all though, so I was gonna say. I mean, I'm already subscribed, so I'm already helping to your subscribe goal. But let's see, Delia. Okay. Girl, Alicia, you're going to have that by the end of the week. You're very close. I don't see why you wouldn't have that by the end of the week, if not the end of the month, because you're 8 away. Like, you are so close. Literally. I don't encourage sub for sub or nothing, but I'm just saying you should, between the groups that we engage in, you should be able to get there because you're literally like that close. Delia, what are you? How many subscribers do you have? Yes, you will have 500 by the end of the month, if not the end of the week. It's going to happen for you. That's a good goal, Kiara. Oh, Delia, you're going to be at your goal too because you make really good content and it's really funny. And that's not, like, I feel like you can get 30 by the end of the month. I really do. It's only the 8th, so I really do feel like you could get there. With Kiara, let's see. How old is your daughter? It's hard to get it's hard to get the babies on the sleep pattern. I thought I had my son on a sleep pattern, and then he's 4, and now all of a sudden he's afraid of the dark, and he want to come sleep with me and Daz, and it's different stages that the children go through. Here go Daz right here, y'all. He was cleaning up the kitchen for me. But I'm trying to remember. When my son was a baby, he would sleep through the night pretty well. I think. I was breastfeeding, though, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. 5 months adjusted age. Oh, yeah, my son is 4. His name is Josiah, and he can sleep alone once he's not scared. I think he watched, I'm not going to lie, I think he watched something that he wasn't supposed to be watching on YouTube. Like, it was for kids, but I think it was like the Game Master, just something goofy that these kids like to watch on Super Sire or something like that. And he's keep on saying, I'm scared. I'm like, Josiah, I'm sleepy. So me and Des have to rotate trying to sleep with him. So he'll get comfortable and go to bed, but it's hard. Hi, D. Welcome back. Yeah, if you can try to get them to be independent sleepers early, that will be the best thing that I can recommend. Alicia, when you did your live recently, how did that go for you? Did you feel like that helped your watch time? And D, since you just made it to the live, I had everybody, which some of y'all didn't tell me your one thing that y'all were thankful for. Shay gave me hers, and Kiara gave me hers. I need one from Alicia and Delia. And D, everybody's giving one thing that they're thankful for that's happened in the last 7 days. Mine was that I'm able to get my camera fixed. Long story short, I dropped my camera and I jammed the lens on my camera. And I handled it well and I didn't let it upset me because I've been working on choosing positivity. And it's getting fixed right now. And I because I had already bulk filmed, it's not going to affect my content coming out. So that was my one thing that I was grateful for in the last 7 days. Let me go back and read because she said it already and I missed it. Was it journaling? Was it when you said journaling has helped your... Oh, okay, wait. You're getting better because you had the flu. I totally missed that. I hope you feel better. The flu is no joke. I had bronchitis. It's not the same as the flu, but I had bronchitis right before Christmas, and it was kind of draining. So being sick is no fun. I hope you feel better. And then I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody else's happy thing. Okay. And I hope your week gets better, Kiara, and good luck with school. I remember we talked about that. That's right. Okay? So you have your being creative, and you built your blog by yourself. And didn't you just do something with the podcast? I have to catch up on your videos, but I remember you mentioned. Oh, absolutely. It's definitely It's definitely hard being sick when you're a mom because your kids don't understand that you're sick. They just understand that you're mommy or daddy, and they just want whatever they want. And even when they do, sometimes they do understand and they'll leave you alone a little bit. But my child will still be like, "Mommy, Desi, I want this, I want that," and you just be sitting there like. Okay, I'm thankful for communicating better. You know what? That's a really good thing to be thankful for, especially if that's somebody that you have to be in contact with all the time, like a relative or your coworker.
Yeah.
So good for you. On a personal note, me and Des have been getting along very well, and I'm thankful for that. But I already gave y'all one, but that's two. Like, I'm happy for that. So I don't know. I'm just happy to be feeling better over this cold. Really excited about YouTube and the direction I feel like I'm going. Really excited about where my marriage is at this time. Family seems to be doing well and everything, but I don't know. I challenge y'all. If you're new and you wasn't on the live last week, I'm put you on this challenge. Next week, when we come back on Wednesday, I want y'all to be able to tell me one thing that you're grateful for that happened in the last 7 days. And if you can, just try to think of one every day. You don't have to tell me all of those, but I'm telling you, if you think of just one thing every day that you're thankful for, it will change your life. It will change your perspective, because if you can think of one, you might be able to think of two. And if you can find the good even in the worst of a situation, then you find less reasons to be upset and complain. So, yeah, try that little nugget in your life. Somebody told me that, and I've been trying it, and now I'm telling y'all because I want y'all to feel good too. Oh, okay. Cause my bad. I didn't mean to spill the tea early on your stuff, but I'll be looking forward to it because eventually, like if this goes really well, I would love to turn Real Talk Live into a podcast, because YouTube be playing games and they be changing rules and all this stuff, and then they be trying to take away your ability to have people comment, and I don't have time for it. So I would love to have a podcast if this continues to grow, and I need to take it off of YouTube because they be trying to do the switch up. So, yeah, so so the topic that it says we were supposed to be talking about is dealing with setbacks in the right way. And it was inspired by my setback that I told y'all with my camera. So, I'm going to bring Des in too, because Des has had his share of setbacks, and he can kind of give y'all his perspective, and I'll give y'all my perspective. But I'll just say in 2019, I dealt with a lot of my setbacks the wrong way. Like, I kept dwelling on what happened. I kept dwelling on what wasn't. I kept dwelling on the negative. And often you'll hear people say that you attract what you focus on. Hi, Miss Elite. Welcome back. Thank you for joining my live. You were here last week, so if you don't remember, I'll remind you. I'm having everybody tell me one thing that they're grateful for that's happened in the last 7 days. And if you want me to say mine again, I will. But well, thank you for coming back to my live. Okay. But what was I saying? I
7 days grateful.
No, not that. Before I said that part.
Oh, 2019.
Oh, yes. Okay. So I was ungrateful a lot, and I was so frustrated all the time that it often would cause me to kind of walk around with like this negative cloud on me. And so, I was saying focusing on what you focus on what you attract. Mm-hmm. So it's like you have to get rid of that mindset, and you have to start just speaking positive to yourself. Like, this is the time of year where everybody has their resolutions, and they're going to say what they want to achieve because it's the beginning of a new year, and they're happy that the new year has concluded. This is a good time to speak life into yourself. It's a good time for you to rethink on what didn't go well last year and how you're going to make steps and changes to make things go better this year. But it starts with your mindset. I feel like my mindset last year was a little bit negative because I didn't have that. I didn't have that mindset of I'm going to be thankful regardless. I'm going to appreciate what is regardless of what isn't. And I think that as long as you try to incorporate some of that, no matter what is thrown your way that you don't plan for, you should still have some sort of happiness. I love it. Thank you for sharing, Miss Elite. I was thankful for that too over the holidays. Like, I know that wasn't the last 7 days, but being able to, we were closed on Christmas, we were closed on New Year's. We got out early on New Year's Eve and and Christmas Eve. That allowed me time without having to worry about work related things. Hi, Kiva. And it really just made me like appreciate my family time a lot. Um, Especially in the last year, like I had sick relatives and stuff like that. And so family time has become something that's really important to me because you never know when it can be the last time that you see your relative. Like, everybody on in this live right now could probably say they know somebody that's lost somebody in last year or in the last couple of years. And so when you have those times around the year when everybody comes together, whether it be for, the holidays or a wedding or, anything, like I don't even want to say a funeral, but that's a good way to look at it too. Like, I had an uncle that passed away, and it was really sad, but he was like in his late 70s when he passed, and we all came together for the funeral. And even though it was a sad time, this was like in the spring, it was good because we were able to get together and see each other and laugh, and it was relatives that I hadn't seen in years. And then it was the same thing when Desmond and I got married. We got to see family on his side and my side that he doesn't get to usually see except once a year at the family reunion.
Yeah, and last year, we didn't even get to see him at the family reunion. So
Exactly.
it was good that we got married when we did because we got to see them twice. We got to see them
Twice in a year.
Was it twice or three? No, we got to see him twice because Jordan graduated and then we got married.
Yeah.
So we got to see him twice, 2018. I mean,
it was 2018.
Yeah, we got to see him twice, 2018, but only once last year, even though it's supposed to be twice.
Kiva says hi.
Hello, Kiva. How you doing? So it's...
Hold on. I'm glad that your daughter was home, too. I know it was really special for you.
Oh, yeah. It's always good to spend time with family during the holidays. It's something you definitely have to take advantage of.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, Chris. What's going on, man?
Hi, Nichelle. Y'all are coming through thick today. Mm-hmm. See, that's why we got to be on time.
I'm not even going to go into that conversation.
It's okay. So Desmond made dinner, and it made me sleepy, and I had wine, and then my son made a mess in here, and so we were like 3 minutes late. But I was just trying to say... No, you weren't late. I was just saying last year I used to be late all the time. Like, I would be like, okay, y'all, see y'all at 9, and then it'd be like 9:45, and I'm like, ooh. And then we'd be trying to talk, and it would just be like 2 people watching because they're like, girl, you said right. 9, it's 10:30, we not coming.
Right.
So we've been doing way better because I want to grow this, and I'm like, you can't be on CP time all the time where folks are not going to take you seriously. Exactly, Kiva. I got sleepy. I was laying in the bed like, oh, man, it's 8:15. I told them 8:30, didn't I?
We're doing good, Chris. How are you?
Oh, gosh. And then he was like, you want some more wine? I said, no, I'm already sleepy. But yeah, like, I don't know. When you deal with those setbacks, you just have to find the positive in it. So, like, funeral, that's extreme. Obviously, it's hard to deal with the death of anybody that you love, whether it be friend, family, or, somebody you went to school with. But the good in that is that you can celebrate the life with the people you love. So when you deal with something else in your life, whether it be work, stressing you out, family things, you just have to try to find the good and appreciate something in that so that you don't cloud your mindset and let that dark cloud come with you every time you're experiencing something. And that's kind of like what I took with me into this year. Because last year, I just felt like I was letting everything bother me and it was coming with me every day. Like baggage. So... Yeah, Des, I'm gonna let you talk because my mouth feel dry. I'm gonna drink me some water.
Um, I mean, in the past 7 days, it's been pretty good. I had some new business opportunities come along that I've been able to create some shirts for the last few days. So that's been good. And out of that, I've been able to create some new contacts, both in the states and overseas, which have been beneficial and definitely will be beneficial to me going forward. So that's something I've definitely been grateful for. Other than that, business is good. I'm hoping to get my paperwork back. For those who were listening last week, I filed for my LLC the day after Christmas and got all that stuff squared away. So tomorrow will make 3 weeks. If I don't get my stuff tomorrow, then it should be next Thursday that I get my stuff. So I'll be official and have all my paperwork and stuff out the way. So that's
You
something
got
I'm
my
definitely
tear coming
grateful
out.
for.
I'm not crying. It was a yawn. It was a yawn, and then the tear came out.
That's something I'm definitely
Sorry.
grateful for because that's something I had been wanting to get established for a long time. And 2019 was definitely a year, a complete full year of setbacks for my business. With thank you. It has been like a complete year of setbacks with doing business and supposed to be going to events and events getting canceled last minute and
Mhm.
folks not telling me until I show up at the venue and they not there and folks who say they want to order stuff but don't want to pay deposits and then folks who say, oh, I'm good for it,
I
and
was
then
gonna
don't want to
say,
buy stuff. It just
Nichelle, she is all about like starting your own business,
yeah.
making your 9 to 5 your side hustle, and making your real hustle your full time.
And
So
that's
I
exactly,
highly recommend that you check her channel out. Like
yeah, that's, I'm
any
gonna
of
do
y'all that are
that
interested, like
because
I
that's,
subscribe to her because I just love what she was talking about, and she flips homes. She's a real estate agent. I think I'm getting it right. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, she's good at that type of stuff. Like I've shared a couple of her videos on my page, and I'll be tagging you and your mom. Like that's her right there.
yeah, I mean
She's awesome.
that was one of the things that I dealt with in 2019 was just a lot of business setbacks. And one thing I was looking at is the fact that I didn't have, unfortunately, at that point, I didn't have letters behind my name, which you think it doesn't make sense until you become a business owner and you have those 3 letters behind your name, whether it's INC or LLC or even if you have a sole proprietorship, which
And that's something
I
she
don't.
had talked about too. I didn't
Yeah,
mean to cut you off, but she was saying like a lot of us operate without like official paperwork and stuff with these like with illegitimate businesses, and it's like, you know, you could come into tax problems later,
oh
basically,
yeah,
as you start
that's
really making
definitely
more money and
once
stuff like
I.
that.
For those who ask, my business is Mastermind Creations Art and Design. I work on T-shirts. I do cups and wood art. Excuse me.
What? Let me see if I can
T-shirt
find your
designs
Instagram.
and different things like that. So that's what I work on.
I'll put his
And
Instagram so y'all can see.
for I've been doing that for about 3 years. I've been doing it for about a year or so full time. And I just ran into a lot more issues because people were not wanting to they were not wanting to treat me like a real business because I didn't have a brick and mortar. And that's what a lot of people are looking at. Oh, well, we don't know what overhead you got and yada, yada, yada. And unfortunately, it became more of a hassle when it became a full time thing, which
Why is not letting me paste my thing on here?
I still enjoyed it, but it was just showing me these are the issues you run into
Here we
with
go.
business. You run into issues of people wanting to pay you and contracts and everything like that. So going into 2020, I definitely have stuff set up to where we're having official pricing sheets and sales are not going to be as often anymore. And when I show up in person, it's going to cost and it's definitely going to be deposits and different things like that that you have to deal with for people who do business. And
Mhm.
I was not.
And another thing I'll say also is just like with friends. Like I know you my homie, I know you my
But
friend,
yeah,
but
you
you have
gotta
to
pay.
pay the price. I don't care that we went to college together.
Yeah,
You gotta
well,
pay me. I don't care if
see,
you was in my wedding. You gotta pay me.
yeah,
Okay.
I mean, my close
Like no.
friends. The funny thing is, my close friends, you would think they would be the ones always wanting that stuff, and most of my close friends do not. They don't
Nah.
mind paying, it's the other folks
It's
who,
people that know of you.
yeah, people who know of me and they're like, oh man, that's great. Can you do this? And I'm like, yeah, but it's gonna cost this
This,
amount.
and
The
they don't
same.
want to
And
pay.
oh man, you can't cut me no deal. No, I can't cut you a deal because this is how we pay bills. This is how I feed family. This is how I put gas in the car. This is how we eat. It's just like you going to your 9 to 5 and your 9 to 5 saying, "Hey, can you cut me a deal this week? I know you worked your 40 hours, but can we pay you 30% less on your check this week?" You gonna go in there and cut the food because the answer is absolutely not. You're not gonna let them pay you 30% less. So why are you expecting me to let you pay me 30% less on something that's my full time job just because you don't do it?
Yeah. We
So
just have to do better
yeah,
at supporting people without people that look like us
wanting
without
discounts,
wanting discounts
and
and
it's not just our community.
being so critical because like I'm not being shady, but as ghetto as McDonald's is known for, and as much as that ice cream machine goes out, a lot of us go to McDonald's or any fast food place, and you still keep coming back. You don't go on and make a this big ordeal when something goes wrong. Maybe a little bit of us do, but most of us don't. But a lot of times you'll see people criticizing like black businesses if they make a mistake or
I
you
mean, that's
know
it's not.
going on this rant. This is why I don't support.
What I realize is that it's not even just black businesses. It's small businesses within every community. Like I was listening to a podcast where this guy was saying he's Latino, and he was basically saying the biggest enemy of his culture is his culture because you critique your own culture so much harder.
I never thought of it that way.
And it's the same thing with all cultures. Like we'll go out and support somebody else that's not small, that is not
You,
up and coming,
that's true though.
because they're a proven commodity. But
I'm
when you're
guilty.
proving yourself,
I am guilty of that. I have like I will say this last year I became more aware of how important it is to root for people when they're starting and when they're in the process because I had to remember that I'm in the process and it's like you know how you like we root for the person that was from our town once they blow up and they got a million followers and you see them on TV but you laughed at them when they were starting in the talent show at the college
that's that show. That's
or
that.
whatever.
What I always tell you about Bob when he was going to my high school because we went to the same high school and he was giving out his first mixtape when he first signed to Atlantic. And when I tell you, he was giving them out. Him and his team was giving them out as we was coming out of school one day. And Columbia Drive, which is where our school is, was littered with Bob's first mixtape. It was all through the streets. I mean, at the red lights, at the bus stops, everywhere. Nobody would
And that's
listen
my
to it.
point. Like I think even like Super Scent got okay, so Super Scent, the first time I came across her was before the Crayon Case. I had been subscribed to her YouTube channel since she was doing story time with Super. And if you don't know who Super Scent is, she is a black business owner that owns a very successful makeup line called the Crayon Case. And if you remember, I think it was 2018 Black Friday, she made $2 billion in her first 2 hours with her makeup line. And she just blew up on social because that had never happened before.
Yeah, that's unlikely.
And before that, she had did music videos. She supports other people that are in New Orleans. She's based out of New Orleans area, Louisiana. I won't say New Orleans. I said Louisiana. And she would support her friends. She would support the people that she knew
Yeah, Chris,
locally.
go ahead.
And she was always really big on supporting her own people and stuff like that. But I remember people like really going hard for her once she hit it really big like that. And I remember like seeing a meme or something that said, you have supers in your own town that you don't support now.
Yeah.
So it's like I had to start thinking like you have to start rooting for your people before they become a celebrity. You know what I mean? Like
You're exactly right. Your friends will talk
exactly.
back. And the thing is, your friends try to talk back to you and try to help you understand how how everybody can eat. And I think that's part of the problem. As much as folks have friends, a lot of folks have friends to where you don't want your friend to succeed more than you do at the moment.
Yes,
And
and see, and that's the thing. Like, I don't know if that's even your friend, if that's how they feel, or if maybe it's an insecurity within your
it's a
friend.
competitive nature that society has put on us. Everybody wants to get to the top, but you got to realize there's only so many spots at the top. And that's just real. It's only so many spots at the top. Everybody can't be at the top. When you talking about cultures and stuff,
I
there's
don't know.
one.
I don't believe
No,
that. I feel like everybody can
well, hold
win.
on. Hear me when I say this. Everybody talks about coming from Africa and being kings and queens. Let's be honest in societies. There's one king at the moment and one queen. It ain't a full society of kings and queens. That's just not the way it works. We talk about the 1% because there's literally 1%. It's crowded at the bottom. The only thing is, if the people at the bottom create the mindset of the people are at the top, we wouldn't be at the bottom. The people at the top help each other because they realize as long as we work as long as we work together, everybody can stay here. The people at the bottom feel like I just got to get to the top, and then once I
At
get to
any
the top,
means
at any means
necessary.
necessary, and then once I get to the top, I'm not gonna pull nobody else up once we get there.
Figure it out.
Yeah, it's a comedian, Ada Rodriguez, who, from what I've read is and what I've seen, really good friends with Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish, of course, after our girls trip, blew up. The only thing is that Ada Rodriguez hadn't hit that, but they had an agreement. Whoever made it first will reach back and pull the other one up. And that's the only agreement. I feel like that's the agreement you and your friends have to have and truly live by. Whoever's making it got to be willing to reach back. We're not saying give up everything you got, but it's nothing wrong with sharing knowledge. Sharing knowledge can be free.
Mm-hmm.
That it can be free. It can be free to share
And that's
knowledge.
the thing, like, if for those of y'all who might have met me in an engagement group, that's the thing about me. People reach out and ask me questions all the time about YouTube because they see my following, which I don't really feel like my following is big. What's 5,000 when there's 2 million? You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I'm a person and I'm here with a purpose and I'm going to try to help anyone I can. But a lot of people, they don't want to tell you anything when it comes to YouTube. And I don't understand why. But I just feel like what is meant for you, and I've probably said this in a live before, but what is meant for you is meant for you, period. There's nothing that I can block you from if it is meant for you to have. All it is if I don't tell you and you figure it out without me, you're going to remember who didn't help you along the way.
Yeah.
So you might as well help other people.
That's what Tierra and Killer Mike said. What's for you won't miss you.
At all. It don't
It's
matter
not
how
gonna
many
miss
you
you.
can get 25 no's, but that one yes
It's
is
gonna
all it
move you up the
takes.
ladder.
So
And
it don't matter who doesn't help you.
and it's that thing of sometimes we just have to get outside of ourselves and understand that maybe you're not the one person who's supposed to save the community. Maybe this time you're the cog in the wheel, and that's okay because next time you might not be the cog in the wheel. You might be the most important part, but sometimes we're in that development stage. You're not ready to be at the top yet.
Right.
Sometimes if we want to lead, we have to learn how to lead from the back, meaning we watch. Sometimes it's on you to watch. It ain't on you to talk all the time. Sometimes it's just for you to watch. And then after you've watched and you've learned and while watching you've decided to ask questions and you done fell and stubbed your toe a couple of times, then it's time for you to lead because now you got some experience. Because leadership don't come without having to make some important decisions, make some decisions everybody ain't gonna like, and really get to some points to where you're not the most liked person, but you're the most efficient. Those are the things that matter, and I feel like we all have to have them points to where we really
You
take care
can't
of that
stop in
and
the
we
middle of your
understand
talking.
it. So if we can get to that point and understand, hey, we can support everybody's live, and even you know what, even if we don't catch it live, we watch it the next day so we can contribute to their watch time.
Yeah, or
We
watch 10 minutes of it. I don't know.
we can't buy
So
everybody's shirt, but you can at least go on Facebook,
and
Instagram,
share the
whatever, and
post.
share it. That's free. That's free.
Josiah,
Tell somebody about
hold
it. It's
on.
free.
Saya, please go shut the door because I don't want to be copyrighted because you watching cartoons. Yes, motherhood. We coming, y'all. I was trying to share that live, and now I can see what y'all was saying. When someone you work for, then the worst thing can happen is, oh, by the way, we're cutting your hours back. I'm sorry to hear that, Chris. Yes, the crabs in the barrel mentality. A lot of people are stingy with information. A lot of people are stingy with information. And then they're afraid you're gonna steal it. And honestly, I've had people steal my ideas before. But I don't care. Like, I feel like when you do right by people, right comes back to you. So even if somebody does something that they shouldn't have done, at the end of the day, like we've been saying, if it's meant for you, your blessing is still gonna be. So, you know, it makes you see people's true colors. I'm not a fool now. If I gave you some information and you tried to steal my information, and I'm not talking about something that's gonna help you. I'm talking about if I'm sharing a content idea with you, and then we're discussing stuff together, and then you go and do the idea that I told you. And I won't say without giving me credit, but it's like, hey, that sounds just like the conversation we had. Maybe you were inspired. I don't know. Hi, Latrice. Oh, my Latrice is here. Yay. So, I mean, and that's I wouldn't call that a setback, but that's just how you have to bounce back when those sort of things happen. So, Latrice, since you're on the live, you have to tell us one thing that you're grateful for that's happened in the last 7 days. That's what everybody that's their entry question when they join the live today. But yeah, Chris, I'm really sorry about your hours. Let's see. I think he's saying his hours were cut.
Yeah.
So I'm really sorry to hear that. Latrice, I've been loving your videos lately too. I have some new videos coming, but I use my crock pot, and I had shouted you out in the video. When it comes up, you'll see that shout out. So I was like, I use my crock pot, y'all. Latrice would be proud. Not mine, someone else. Okay. Well, I'm glad that it wasn't your hours, but I'm sad to hear that.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
I'm grateful that I'm starting to feel better. I was sick for a month too, Latrice. The whole December, wasn't it? Or was it like November and December? I don't know. I bulk filmed, so y'all probably didn't notice, but I had bronchitis and I was in denial because I kept telling Des it was just a cold. It was gonna go away. And so we had looked up the symptoms for bronchitis, and it was everything I had. And my chest was hurting really bad, and I went to work anyway. And I was talking to my my manager, and my manager, I was like, I don't know, I think I might have bronchitis. And she was like, well, you usually don't have that unless your chest is hurting. And I was like, well, it wasn't at first, but it's been hurting for 4 days. She looked at me and she was like, girl, go home, go to the doctor. And I went to the doctor. I think it was Christmas Eve. Was it Christmas Eve?
No, it was 2 days before Christmas.
Oh, it was 2 days before Christmas.
No, you're right. It was Christmas Eve.
It was Christmas Eve, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, you have acute bronchitis. And it wasn't going to go away. They had to they had to give me some sort of steroid medication to get rid of the chest pain that I was having. But if it wouldn't have been for Des and my boss, I probably would have still been coughing and just dealing with it because I was in denial. I've never had bronchitis before, so I just, I was like, it's just a cold. It's okay. So
that's what I was trying to tell her, but she wasn't.
I wasn't listening.
She wasn't listening.
I didn't believe I had it. Okay, I've never had bronchitis. I was like, what? I don't get that. Like, and then when you look it up, it goes with asthma, and I don't have asthma, so I'm like, I'm fine. I don't have it. Miss Elite, I'm sorry I spreaded my cooties through the camera. But y'all are not generic. When you first write down your grateful things, it probably does sound generic because I know for me, like I had been in a stage of just frustration for a long time that it was hard to think of something to be grateful for. But as you continue to do it, if you do it once a week or once a day, you find yourself happier and with more things that you're happy about. But when you first start off and you all mad at everything, you be like, I'm grateful I get to finally go to bed. I'm grateful that tomorrow's my day off. Like, you'll be short. Well, I'm glad to hear you're feeling better. It seems like getting sick around the holidays just makes it a little tougher because people expect you to be like up and running and doing some of everything, and they want you to see them and cook, especially if you can cook. I'm just happy that it's January. Good rest is a gift.
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
I came home and passed out on the couch, okay?
Yeah.
I don't even like sleeping on my couch often, but I've had some good naps on this couch.
You don't appreciate good rest till you can't get none.
That's true. But I'm sorry, Josiah interrupted our flow. Y'all were talking about um
Yeah.
you were talking about the supporting people, the business, and the friends.
Yeah.
I forgot what we was because look what the messages. People were like really into the messages, and then Saya came in here being hard headed.
Yeah, I mean it was basically just like, yeah. Unfortunately, some of the times the people closest to you don't support you as much.
Yes.
They don't.
Yes, God.
They don't support you as much as They don't support you as much as you would like them to because they see you in a certain light, and really it requires them to change in order to see you in a different light and to respect you in that light. And sometimes when you haven't always been at the
I'm sorry. I'm laughing at my comments.
sometimes when you haven't been at the top of your game for somebody else to turn around and to respect you for what you're trying to accomplish, even though you're not there yet, it takes a big person to be able to do that. And it requires growth. And of course, growth is uncomfortable. So,
If there's 12 of y'all watching, can y'all all make sure that you hit the thumbs up for me if you haven't already? Some of y'all might be gone, but if you're not gone, go and give us a thumbs up. Thank you. Okay,
so
go ahead.
it just requires growth, and growth amongst friends is challenging at times when you're growing in different ways. So it's something to be grateful for, but it takes time, and you just gotta run with the support that you're getting, and hopefully,
Thank you, Chris.
hopefully, the folks who are supporting you are supporting you for the right reasons, and it's genuine support. But
Oh, that made me think of something. What I was telling you. Okay, y'all, let me know what y'all think. Have y'all ever had somebody that you felt was supporting you from a place of like not realness?
mm-hmm.
Kind of like they're supporting you because they on the break of something really good, not because they really believe in you, but because they want to be able to say that I was there for you
when it took off,
when it takes off.
Yep.
Have y'all ever felt that way before? My comments are in the way, and I don't. Okay, here we go. I don't know. I felt that way before, and
I've definitely had that happen before.
I'm still trying to understand. Yeah, like some friends and family.
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, definitely family.
Ooh, definitely. Or like sometimes I feel like people try to use me because they want to start a channel and they want to like come.
They want to come in and get knowledge and then slide. Like I was talking.
Yeah.
Like I was talking about the other day with the designing the shirts and the software being purchased. That. So
yeah, it's not that I don't want to share my knowledge with you because I will, but it's like for me, I don't get caught up in numbers and stuff like that, but I always pay attention to work ethic. I would collaborate with anybody that I feel really loves what they're doing and take it seriously. I don't care about your numbers. I care about how you work. And if I see that you're the type of person that's kind of lazy and you don't really put your all into things, you're just trying to look for something easy. And then, Yosha's going to help me get there. If you the type of person that will work, then baby, I'm here for it because that's how I am. I don't want nobody that's just trying to leech off of me.
I mean, no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the information for you, but one thing I can't do is do the work for you.
Yeah.
I can share the information with you all day. I can tell you 2 + 2 = 4, but I can't go in there on a math test and do it for you. You're the only person who can do that. So I can share the information with you all day. I can tell you where I got the equipment. I can tell you how long it took me to understand it, because that's the part I really want you to understand. I want you to know how long it took. How long it took to understand designing this stuff, how long it took to understand where to get this stuff from, how long it took to be able to create a clientele basis. But I can't go out there and create a clientele basis for you. I'm still running the business too. I can't do that. So I can share information with you, but the hard work got to come from you. You really do have to love what you're doing in order for you to be successful at it long term. Because if you're just doing because it's a niche and it's niche and it's just clicking for you right now, that's cool. That's wonderful. But what are you gonna do when you hit that roadblock and that roadblock ain't
Yeah, she said we want instant
yeah.
gratification.
Yeah.
Popcorn mindset, microwave mindset. We want to see it right away. You want to do a project for a month and then, okay.
Well, see, I mean, my thing is where I got very, very clear in 2019 was, fortunately, we're going to see him see him perform on the 25th. But listening to Joey Diaz and him constantly telling the story of doing comedy and how long it took him to get to a comedy career, and even talking to other folks who do what I do and just understanding how long it took them. It took 5, 6, 7 years. It took 8 or 9 years. It took more than 10,000 hours just to be decent, not to be great, but to be decent.
Mm-hmm.
So you understanding how long it took to be decent, you got to think it's gonna take 3, 4, 5 times that to be great. I know what I'm doing now. It can't be instant gratification. For me, I'm happy with what I'm making, but for everybody else, it's not just based on what I like. It's based on other folks want to get out and buy. For YouTubers, it's folks getting out and watching. And just because your video pops up in the beginning screen of YouTube, don't mean folks gonna click on it.
That's true.
And that's a tough pill to swallow, to know that you're on that front screen, but folks ain't clicking. You on Instagram promoting, but folks ain't liking. Folks ain't commenting. Folks ain't sharing. It's a tough thing. You really, it determines how much you want it when you really get down and start to understand those tough moments, because those tough moments will develop a lot for you. It's either gonna put a chip on your shoulder and make you want to fight against the world, or it's just gonna make you curl up into a ball and want to quit.
Mm.
And that separates the folks like LeBron James and Michael Jordan and Kobe, and that separates the everyday folks.
Mm-hmm.
The everyday folks. The one thing I was talking to my hairdresser about last time I went and got my hair done. Your 9 to 5, if you have a dream, that's the justification of giving up on your dream sometimes.
Wait, say it again.
You can justify getting a 9 to 5 if your dream is too hard to accomplish at the moment. You can justify going to get a 9 to 5 when your dream is hard to accomplish, because you don't want to sit in the house by yourself watching your pocket be empty and choosing between whether you're gonna do work or put gas in your car, do work and eat.
That's true.
The 9 to 5 is great, and the thing is, once you get to your 9 to 5 and you get to make some progress, boy, you'll keep justifying why you want that 9 to 5, because you're making that progress, and that extra $2 on each check, you get to see it every 2 weeks. You don't get to see progress every 2 weeks when you own your own business. You get to see it
when you're starting it up. I think once you're in there, then you probably would.
Great correction. Once you're in there, you can see it. But when you get to make this itty bitty progress that ain't gonna automatically turn around and give you an extra $35 every week, boy, it'll make you look yourself in the mirror and be honest.
I was gonna say, on part of what you said, I think you could justify getting the 9 to 5 if you're not seeing what you need to see in your business.
I agree.
If you have the mindset of kind of like the Players Club. Y'all seen the Players Club before I make this reference? Stop coming back in here, little boy. Being hard at it.
Hurry up, Saya, because that door is open. Hurry up.
Okay, with the Players Club, kind of how Diamond was saying, you have to have a plan. You get in, you get out. You don't make it a lifestyle. You don't get caught up in it, because the money is good, but it's not what you really want to do.
Oh, kind of like hustlers.
Sure, like Hustlers. That's the newer version. So everybody might not have seen that one yet. Des. The Players
Well,
Club is old, okay? I'm sure
I
they've seen
get
it.
it, but for me, I've
So
seen
so
both.
if you
But
so
I
your
get it.
9 to 5 is a stepping stone that should get you to where you want to be with your business. So some people, they get the 9 to 5 and they get the gratification of getting the money that they're making from the 9 to 5. But then they're not going hard for their passion anymore because you're comfortable, because you got money, you pay your bills,
Yep.
whatever. You might do your little hustle over here every now and then because you want to do something.
It
Your
becomes
birthday comes up or your kids' Christmas is
it
coming
becomes a
around.
hobby again.
It's a hobby.
It
But
becomes a
it's
hobby.
like once you get to a point where you get the 9 to 5, it's flexible enough to allow you the time to do both.
Yep.
You gotta take advantage of it. And that's kind of
Yeah.
where I was. And I took advantage of it in 2019, but this year I want to take it to the next level. Like if I was committing 10 to 11 hours a week for my passion, now I want to do 20, 25 hours for my passion.
Yep.
Any work from home time so that I can get off quicker and get to this right here, I'm trying to do it.
Yep.
Any type of opportunity on the weekends, half day, I'm trying to do it because it's like I feel like my gift is right here. And it's not even just YouTube. YouTube also is a stepping stone to get me to the next place to where I want to be. But it's like if you're lazy and you just get complacent with where you are, you really can get caught up in just being regular, and depending on somebody else to define it. And the thing is, if you only have one strong stream, if anything happens, you get laid off, you get fired, they cut your hours, they decide they don't need your department and your function no more, you're going to be in a difficult situation, whether they give you a severance or not. So I always encourage people to find other streams, not just that one 9 to 5. I'm not saying get two demanding jobs, but I'm saying, get the one that's gonna pay your bills and invest like Michelle said.
Yeah.
That's gonna pour into your dream and start to invest in what you are good at. Everybody has a gift. God gave all of us a purpose. And it's not just to work for someone else until
Right.
we're 65, if we make it to 65.
Because they
So we can
working.
retire and live good for another, 8 to 9 years, if you're in good health, so you can enjoy retirement. Like, no, that's not life. We got to start living while we're young because life is short. Life
It
is
is.
short. I'm in my 20s and I know that life is short because my mom died when I was 16. And I used to think she was old until she wasn't here. And I'm just like, dang, if I die at the age that my mom died, then that means I will have about 25 years left. Life is short. So you don't want to live your life working for somebody else, not being happy, not being able to do the things you want to do. You don't want to die and people be like, "Oh, that girl has so much potential."
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to hear at your funeral is folks be like,
No worries.
they
Thank you,
had
Miss Lee.
so much potential. If only they had did. I don't want to. I ain't gonna. I don't know the other side of life, so I can't say whether I'm gonna hear it or not. But I don't. That's not something I want to be said. I want folks to say he lived. He was himself. He used every little bit of potential he had. Went to everything. I
So I don't know, y'all. I wasn't trying to get y'all sad or nothing. I'm not sad. I'm just trying to say that you have to pour into your gifts and you
yeah.
have to not be afraid. Like, stop doubting yourself. And I'm telling me this. You have to stop doubting yourself because a lot of times we don't do things out of fear. I'm not telling you to quit your job, okay? We got bills, got kids. Don't do that. Because I'm not doing it. But I am saying, like, you just be more intentful with your time. And that's definitely, like, my goal for this year is to be on top of stuff. Plan, network. Don't be afraid. The worst that they can do is say no. But it's like how people be like, I want to win the lottery one day, but you don't never play the scratch off. How you going to win? You don't never play the scratch off. It's the same thing. You don't bet on yourself. How you going to win if you never bet on yourself?
That's the first
You just
start.
gonna just talk about it and you're not doing it. Like a lot of folks talk about manifestation, they talk about what God can do, but it's like I feel like faith requires action. It's not just I believe, but I'm not gonna do anything. You have
Yeah.
to do something to get yourself there.
It's
Otherwise, it's just.
you have to be bold.
I missed your
It's
birthday, Chris. When was your birthday?
You have to be bold in what you want. You gotta speak it, and not just speak it, but believe it. Because if you don't believe it, you speaking it don't. It's not really gonna add up. You gotta speak it. You gotta believe it. You gotta walk in it before it's there. Ergo, you get to see who walking with you on the journey.
Yes.
So when you got it, you ain't got to worry about nobody else running. Oh, hey cousin. Nah, I know you see folks post all the time now. If I hit the lottery, I already know all my cousins. Whenever I make it, I know everybody who's walking with me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't have to second guess who's walking with me on this journey. I know who because I done seen them.
Happy belated birthday, Chris.
Happy belated birthday, Chris. Um, so that's one of those things, and just dealing with the setbacks. I'm sure everybody here has dealt with a setback before. You don't really get to go through life without some kind of setback, whether it's plans not coming through, with you going to see somebody, or you wanting something and not getting it, or whatever it is. You have to deal with them setbacks. But make sure you rest up. We appreciate you for joining us.
That's what I'm trying to type before she goes.
But them setbacks are necessary. They're absolutely necessary. We need them.
I think they keep us reminded, and I think they keep us humble.
They definitely keep
because,
you humble.
like, I think my pastor was saying this, but it's like sometimes if you have a season of too much good, we get cocky and arrogant, and we think that we're the reason why it's happening, and we forget
that blessings
of the people that might have helped us along the way, or of the things that have contributed to that success.
And you think it's just all you because you
whether you believe in God or not, like
or the
usually the universe or whatever, it's like I'm sure people pulled you up along the way. So it's like you have to make sure that you stay reminded of those things, those little things that helped you get there to where you want to be.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we forget, and you start getting cocky, like, oh, I did that.
It's like,
and the world has to knock you back down. Like, no.
Yeah, you got to be humble again, just because you got to remember it's folks watching you. So if you decide you ain't gonna be humble and you got folks watching you, they probably gonna decide they don't need to be humble. And now we start getting back into those actions where everybody feel like they got it all figured out and they ain't gotta help nobody. They just want to get to the top, and that's not what we need. Mm-hmm. We got to be humble. We have to still treat people very well. That saying of you got to treat the CEO, it's off because it's about to die. You got to treat the CEO with the same respect as you treat the janitor. That's very true. You have to keep that in mind at all times, and you got to remember where you got your start, because where you finish up might not be in the same place, but it's a beautiful thing to be able to say you got there. But I mean, this year we're just like Yosha said, just taking one day at a time, being grateful for the day itself, and then just being grateful for the good moments, because it could always be a lot different than it is.
Right. So, and then sometimes we get so caught up in what we want that we don't realize what we have and appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like, it was times where I prayed to have a faithful husband. It was times where I prayed to be out of my parents' house. It was times where I prayed to have more for my son. And I have all of that. And I had all of that last year. But I was so negative at times that I wasn't even being thankful for what I had in the present that I had prayed for years. And it's like, now I'm getting to a point where like I said, I've been trying to do daily devotions and daily gratitude and efforts to appreciate my now, so that when my next level comes, I'm humble and I'm thankful and I'm enjoying it. I'm not, dang, I want something else. That you don't even see that you checked off things on your box, sis. In 2015, you didn't have what you have right now. So you have to appreciate those setbacks. And you have to appreciate the lessons that come with it, so that when you get to where you want to be, you can be happy.
Yeah.
Attitude is so important.
Yeah.
Perspective is so important.
Very. Even in them down moments, you got to do the same thing, because sometimes you got to remember we get places faster with ebbs and flows. We get places faster with ebbs and flows, and we learn more. So it's the same deal. It's always good to find those ways of being appreciative. Um, it's a beautiful thing. It's definitely a beautiful thing, and definitely one thing I think of is I have to, as much as I like to sometimes get down in my bad moments, you got I we have eyes on us because Josiah watches,
Mm-hmm.
and Josiah
Repeats.
imitates and
He
repeats,
repeats things.
and he imitates too when he sees that you're having bad moments. He you'll find out he imitates your behavior when he gets in those bad moments because he thinks that
That's
that's what
normal.
that's
We've taught
normal.
him that that's normal.
Yeah, and the more we move forward and he realizes, okay, that's not normal, we got to move forward, then he starts to say, okay, and he starts to become that encouraging moment. And and
Exactly.
last year, when I tell you I learned from a toddler last year a lot. It was plenty of days. I remember writing in my journal and saying, wow, I have another day I learned something from Josiah.
Mm-hmm.
And folks are like, well, that don't make sense. How you learning from him? Well, at the end of the day, all he wants is what everybody else wants. He just wants to be happy.
Yeah.
That's the only thing he values. He ain't asking to live in no big house. He ain't asking for no fancy car. He just want a couple of nice toys to play with, a TV to watch,
Man, not
some
even
good
nice
food,
toys. That baby can make a toy out
out
of
of
a box.
anything.
All them toys my baby got for Christmas.
And he's still
And
playing with the
he's still
boxes.
playing with the damn boxes. Like, hold on. Y'all think I'm flexing. Let me show you.
Hold
Let
on,
me
move
show
yourself.
you.
We'll pan.
No,
These
don't move
are.
it. Don't move it. Because then I can't get the camera to be straight.
Oh, I got
This.
it.
That he been coloring on it. Boxes.
He plays with the boxes, and his biggest thing
And
now
he
is
got like 20 toys for Christmas, and the baby is still playing with boxes.
just playing with boxes, and his biggest thing is wanting to go to play with other kids and going to the park. He's not so caught up in all this superficial stuff that it's just like, oh well, if I don't have this, I can't be happy, and that became such a major thing for me because it's like, wow, if he can be this humble, yeah, he don't know too much better, but kids talk about stuff, and for him to still continue to be extremely humble about it and to just appreciate whatever you give him nine
I'm
times
trying
out
to
of
cut your
10,
head off. Oh
um,
Lord, hold on.
for him to
Okay,
appreciate the stuff you
I'm
give
fixing it,
him
y'all.
pretty much nine times out of 10,
Okay.
it says a lot because a lot of kids at his age want a lot more than that. And him, he just like, I just want more TV time. I want to be able to eat some candy.
I want this type of cereal.
Right, and I want some pasta for dinner. And that's it.
We made a mistake of showing him seafood, and he be thinking crab legs. No, shrimp,
But
pasta.
I mean, that just became a big learning point. Is just that being appreciative for everything and just being a good person and understanding you gotta pick people up when they're down because they need it. And if you do that to people when they're down, and you try to pick them up or help them, then
I
that
missed
favor
something. Wait,
might be able to be returned later on along the way. I missed something too.
he said Diet Coke. I'm trying to
My
figure out
sister.
why.
Slow down. Slow down.
Wait,
Go
you
back
missed
up.
it. We trying to catch
No,
up,
I saw
y'all.
the thing that he said. I'm just trying to see if there was another
There wasn't.
response. It had to be before we got to that answer.
Kids and cats, they will always find a purpose with a good use for a box. I didn't see that part.
Or just,
I don't know what he said
I
with the
think he's
Diet
saying. I guess
Coke.
with whatever your indulgent thing is when you're
Oh,
happy.
the Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Okay. See, my indulgent thing when I'm happy was crab legs, and I would wait for them to go on sale at Kroger, but that costs too much. So now I'm looking for a cheap indulgent thing that makes me happy. That's not food because I'm trying to lose weight.
Oh
So
yeah,
I don't know what
my indulgent
what's
thing
my
is
indulgent thing, babe. Besides crab legs, maybe that was dramatic. It's not. I don't want y'all to think I'm just wasting money over
um.
here.
You really
Candy,
like your shows on Friday, and
Friday
like you like
shows.
to indulge in
I
your
like to watch
Friday
Love After
shows
Lock. I like to watch Love After Lockup. I like to watch WeTV
on
on
Fridays.
Fridays. Okay, but I like to watch Love After Lockup. I might start going live starting this Friday with commentary after the show because your girl is that show is a trip. Okay. I like to watch Mama June from Hot to Not, but I don't know. Her show might be getting canceled because her and her boyfriend, fiance, whatever, he boyfriend They
Whatever
were in they were
had
in
some
jail.
legal issues
They got
that
locked
had to
up,
be
and that
resolved.
was happening in real time. They had to change how they were going to display the season and everything because I remember it was airing maybe like I don't remember the timeline now that I'm trying to
It
think
had to
of
be
it, but I
around
remember it was
February.
at some point, and then Des was like, "Look, yo, I just seen on Twitter that Mama June got locked up with Gino," and I was like, "What? They're supposed to be coming on TV?" And then when the show aired, like at the end of it, they weren't in it because they had got locked up, like for real. So that show was a trip. And then that's all I watched. And then I watch a couple things on Netflix.
Netflix, I watch Netflix more for their comedy specials.
I
So if I can
well,
catch a good comedy special on Netflix, I'll definitely watch
this is
that.
my top 5 Netflix, but it's like stuff that I've already seen, so I need some new stuff to watch too because I feel like once I find a good show, I binge watch it and then it's gone. So I'm super late to the party, but The Office, I really like The
She fell
Office.
in love with The
I fell in
Office
love with it and I sat there and watched all 9 seasons of it
in like 2
and
months.
in like 2 months. Good Girls is my jam.
They'll be back
I
in April.
absolutely love it. Can't wait for April. But both seasons are on Netflix now. On My
Really?
Block, yeah, they put the second season on there like
Yeah.
last week.
Good job, NBC.
On My Block, I love I love. How was she must not like The Office? Oh no, some people don't like it. Like it's kind of dry humor at first,
You
but when you
really,
keep watching it, it's so funny. Oh, Good Girls, yes, I love Good Girls.
yeah.
Okay, so and Des likes Good Girls too.
I do like Good Girls. It took a
Um,
while. The funny thing is, watching certain stuff with Yoshi, it takes me a while to come around
because I get
to
so
watching
excited
certain stuff.
about it, and he doesn't listen to me when I get excited, so
No,
I have to downplay it for him to watch
Yoshi
it
takes
with
over the
me.
living room
No, I
when she gets to watching
don't.
stuff.
No, I don't.
Yoshi will be
I
sitting
just
in
get
here
my
like we're
blanket.
in a theater, and I'm just like, okay, well, my room is the bedroom for right now. And eventually, when she's gone, I'll watch it, and I'm like, okay, it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty
I have
good.
good taste.
I'm not saying you
Period.
don't have good taste. I'm just saying sometimes you be into it and it becomes like full court press, talk about it 24 hours a day.
So someone told me to try Parks and Recreation. It was like, if you love
Oh yeah,
The
Parks and
Office, you should love Parks and
Well,
Recreation. And I don't
what I've realized about
know.
that is that
You
most
started it
people.
without me?
No, I haven't watched it.
Oh.
Most people are split. It's either one or the other. Most people don't like both.
D.
My, I
Y'all are
I've
funny.
known folks who really got into Murder She Wrote, and it's actually not a bad show once you get past the generational gap. Because I used to watch it sometimes.
How can I watch this on Netflix?
No,
It
what
comes on
channel? It
comes
comes
on
on
cable.
TV. Yeah, it's
We
what
got
does Golden
cable.
Girls come on?
Oh, TV Guide, TV1.
No, it don't come on.
TV.
Golden Girls don't come on TV1.
What's that channel
Oh
called?
my
The one
God.
with the Brady Bunch and all them shows.
I gotta ask Miles because Miles used to watch Golden Girls every day when we was in college.
Gilligan's Island and all them shows.
I don't think Gilligan's Island comes
Andy
on
Griffin,
TV.
is it like that type of
No,
old?
I don't. It's somewhere around Andy Griffin, but Andy Griffin don't come on no more. I remember my grandmama used to. I, ooh, that was one thing I used to be able to sit through.
We didn't have cable, I think, at one point, and it was the shows that my dad
Yeah, on
had on
TBS. Yeah.
TBS.
Boy, if you didn't have cable in the 90s, TBS, Fox, and NBC was about all you was getting.
And PBS Kids.
Bro, I used to rock with PBS Kids after school, though. Like, PBS Kids used to be the junk. You used to get in Cyber Chase, Arthur, Dragon Tales, Clifford. You used to be able to catch some good stuff on PBS Kids.
Anywho, we was talking about shows on Netflix. Let's not.
But
okay, so
no.
Good Girls.
Good Girls is good.
I like She's Gotta Have It, but they canceled it after the second season. I think the last episode of the second season
if you are into
may have been too much for some people, and I think that's what caused it to get canceled. I also watched Dear White People.
I haven't watched that.
I really like that show.
I didn't even watch the movie, so I'm behind.
I have not seen the movie, but I watched the show on Netflix, and I like it.
If I binge watched Narcos 4 seasons in 3 days.
Yes, Latrice, they broke my heart when they said they were canceling it. Like,
I think
I want a second opinion.
I think that was basically like it became a controversial thing, and then it depends on what they were paying for it. Excuse me, because Netflix will shell out money. The only thing is
It's
they
so much
not,
a non-funny, entertaining stuff that's on
but it
there,
depends on your
and they
ratings.
still getting paid.
It,
Like, I love Tiffany Haddish, but I tried to watch 10 minutes of her stand-up, and it was not funny to me, y'all. Like, and that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna tell none of my business, but I'm just gonna say that it was not funny to me.
well, I mean, I'm kind of that way with Kevin Hart right now. His stuff is only partially funny to me. He
His
has
stuff.
moments.
Okay, so with Kevin Hart from the beginning, I love him as a person. He needs to stop cheating on his wives. Yes, wives, because he cheated on both of them.
I have an interesting
He's
perspective on
never
that.
been that funny to me.
Well,
His first comedy that he did, Laugh at My Pain, that one was funny to me when I watched it the first time. It was not like Cat Williams where I could watch his stand up several times and laugh at the same jokes over and over again. I think the only reason why Kevin Hart got so big was because
timing.
the timing where Cat Williams kind of fell off the map.
Well,
And then Kevin Hart kind of came up, but
it's
like
that. But Kevin Hart was
just,
not controversial at all as a comic, and that's
and
not
he's cast type. Is that what it's called?
typecast.
Typecast, where they always make him
that. But he's funny, but he's funny in certain roles and in moments. He has certain stuff that really does hit. It really does hit in certain moments, and it becomes a good funny bit. But there are certain times where his bits are not funny. But it just depends. Him as a comedian, I felt like it was good because him as a comedian, it took him forever to get his break as a comedian. Same thing with Tiffany Haddish. It would it took a long time. And some of her stuff is like if you watch
in Girls Trip, Tiffany Haddish was hilarious.
Well, even if
but
you
after
watch,
that, it was like she kept on being the Girls Trip character everywhere she went.
But if you watched her comedy, that's who she had been anyway. Even when she was doing comedy, because she had always been that person. And they have Comedy Central has this thing on YouTube called This Is Not Happening, where comedians go on and tell stories about their lives, and she has some funny moments on there. So it's cool, but like to watch certain things for 64 minutes, it's hard.
Right.
It's hard, and that's even with like great comedians. Like it's only a few comedians that I can watch for 60 straight minutes.
Oh, see, Dee agrees with you. She's saying that she's always been extra.
Yes, because it worked for her. And then when you listen to her story, you understand why it works for her and why it...
Because you talking about the unicorn thing when she had the thing on her forehead?
No, you listen...
Because I supported her because I wanted to see her win, but it was just like at some point she kept putting her foot in her mouth, and I was just like, I don't want to see it.
Putting your foot in your mouth is normal, especially as a comedian. But when you listen to her and her, basically her, I guess her mom's husband doing something to her car and trying to kill her mom, and her mom basically having...
That's not... come on, you tell a sad story. That's not going to make
up. Hear me out. What I'm saying is, in between that and her going into foster care, the only way for her to keep from being beat up and getting picked on was to be funny. And her way of being funny was being extra. So that was always her way to grab attention. In a crowd of people, I'm sorry, Tiffany Haddish stands out.
Yeah.
Tiffany Haddish stands out. Her at the Met Gala handing out chicken. I hadn't even heard about that. But it's funny and it's a Tiffany Haddish thing.
Okay, wait. Let's talk about Lizzo next. Let's talk about Lizzo next.
I don't have a beef with Lizzo.
Let's talk about Lizzo next.
I don't have a beef with Lizzo.
I didn't mean to spell her name wrong. Lizzo. Next.
I don't have a beef with her either.
Because to me, the fried chicken, I didn't know nothing about that. But that's the same thing about Lizzo when she showed up to that basketball game with that outfit on. I don't have no issue with body positivity. I'm plus size over here. But it's just like, it's a time and a place, regardless of what your personality is like.
Here's the
thing. Regardless, there's kids there. If I would have did that, they would have took my black behind to jail.
I need you to understand this. What are we still doing right now about it?
Talking about it.
Exactly. And not only did we talk about it, homegirl everywhere we going, everybody has all eyes on Lizzo. Why?
Because they
she
know she's
did
gonna do something crazy again.
boom. So not only do you do that, you turn around and listen to her music. Because when she turn around and does her music, as much as you hate what
I don't listen to her music though.
you don't. But I didn't look at her.
I gotta look it
I
up.
think I looked at that for like a split second. I didn't really.
Let me see. Lizzo on Saturday Night Live. I'm about to Google it. Lizzo on.
I didn't watch her complete performance on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, is that her right there? She looks classy.
I caught about 45 or 50 seconds of
which
her.
one is it?
All of them, I think. Because sometimes when you're performing, you get to do a monologue, and then you get to do.
She don't look bad right here. I mean, which now that I've seen Hustlers, I hope I'm not spoiling it for y'all, but now that I've seen how she acts, that she was herself in Hustlers.
Exactly.
Just like Cardi B was herself in Hustlers.
But I think her biggest thing is for folks who are not the status quo and you're building, you're kind of on that beginning of what Nicki used to do, and not comparing the two musically or anything else, but you want eyes on you at the beginning.
Me too, Latrice.
She has a new
one. My God.
She has new stuff out, but it's if you're not a fan, you wouldn't know.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a hater, but I'm not a fan. I don't care. Like the song about men, something about dun 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 dun, that one, and then the Walmart commercial. Her music was in the Walmart commercial. That kept playing like every day around Christmas time, trying to get us to go to Walmart. That was her voice.
The whole thing about her crying about it, I didn't get that either. It was what it was. If you did it, you got to do it and own up to it. You got to be bold enough to say, you know what, I did it. It got me what I wanted. And end the discussion. I'm not for that. If you go out and you step out and you take that bold move, then make that bold move and own it. And you can't not own your bold moves, especially if it's something you do on a regular basis. You just can't. As people who are bigger than small, we're going to get criticized no matter what we wear. Whether it's oversized, undersized, perfect size. When you big, chubby, husky, whatever you want to call it, that's just what it is. You going to be that. So you got to own it.
Y'all, I'm silly. I'm looking for the music note.
The whole why men great till they got to be great, I felt like that was... I felt like that was one of them things that you
I'm sorry, Latrice.
I felt like that was a good song to come out on, but you gotta throw more stuff out there mainstream. I'm not sure what her record deal is and how much.
She had a deal with Walmart, because I swear it would, every time I would hear the commercial, that would be her voice.
That's not your record deal though. I'm saying
that's not the record deal. I'm just saying she has a catchy voice. I would look up and I'd be like, that's Lizzo again. I mean, Josiah be looking, but the toys are on there.
That's cool. I'm just saying, like, I don't know what her record company is putting behind her as far as exposure and record plays and all that stuff, but I mean, if you're gonna go out there and you're gonna grab your attention, you gotta know it's gonna come with some stuff that's less than flattering.
Personally, I just wouldn't do that. Comments. I know I'm not Lizzo, and I don't aspire to be Lizzo, but I would not
that too.
Do that.
She's just not getting her shine. That why men great till they gotta be great. That's been out for years.
When people were talking about this, I read that somewhere. I read that she was popular in pop circles way before she kind of went over to black mainstream.
Yep.
Black music, like black music radio stations.
Yep.
And so the songs are old that we're like jamming to now.
And yeah,
they've been messing with her overseas.
And her new stuff, right? And her new stuff is slower to come out in black communities, because that means you actually have to do the work of going to find it. And a lot of folks don't want to do that. If it ain't on Dat Piff or
I
YouTube,
can't say that I know that from my experience, but I know that I did read that somewhere. Just like Miguel, that song "Sure Thing" by Miguel
had been out for a while.
Had been out for some years. My friend at the time, well, we still cool, but we don't talk as much. She's really into music, and she showed me someone dancing to the song like 5 or 6 years before it actually came out. She showed it. It was the same song. So it made me realize, like, sometimes things are already out before it gets popular. Like, and we knew that already, but sometimes a song can be like 5 or 6 years old before it goes mainstream and it's popular to everybody else. Mm-hmm. Like, even with what's Ella May and other people. Ella May, I heard like she had been doing music before Boo, and
Yeah,
all
but
them
she
songs
hadn't
came
been
out.
too deep into it though. She had just like before all that stuff, Boot Up and stuff came out. I think she had did a couple of years, but she's from overseas, so
So it's
you
okay. So
wouldn't
it's
have,
different for her to come over here and
you
be
wouldn't have heard of her too much anyway, just because she's
of where she
from
was
overseas,
from.
and we don't get like most European music. We really don't get over here too much, unfortunately.
Ah.
Like we don't get their music all that much unless it's somebody that's just really, really popular. We
Mm-hmm.
don't get it. So yeah, it
Yeah,
is what it
yeah.
is. But
How do y'all feel about Jacquees?
I don't have beef with Jacquees. I just want him to understand the title is given by the crowd and not you can't.
Himself.
Yeah, you can't give yourself a title like you can't call yourself the king of R&B. Sorry, it belongs to somebody else who most people don't want to listen to no more. But bruh earned the title and it's
We're
still
not talking
his.
about him again today.
I'm not talking about him. That's why I said we folks. I want to talk about it. But like that's not a title. I don't think you can ever give yourself like I'm the king of pop, the king of R&B, the king of hip hop. Like you can't do that. That I feel like that stuff has to come from the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd has to say, "Oh yeah, you are the king. You have done enough stuff to do this." Cause and the thing is, that stuff changes so much with time. It really don't even hold weight. Like folks will say, "Oh yeah, well this person the king today, and then next year somebody else will be the king." Like it's so it's such a fickle title at times that it don't mean nothing. It starts to matter more when you start winning Grammys and you done sold out so many tours and your albums are going platinum or diamond and all that stuff.
Whitney
Like
said Bobby is the king of R&B.
Bobby, I love you, Bobby. Bobby Brown is okay though. I don't have no beef with Bobby. Bobby was trying to get his life together, so I don't have no beef with Bobby. But I mean, I just feel like with artists in general, it's kind of like the thing me and Yoshi were talking about, where artists are just completely different and just different in mindset, different in a lot of different stuff.
Different in sound. Like
Yeah,
I'm so sad. I'm gonna have to retire to some of this ratchet music that we have. I'm glad.
I
I mean,
ain't
I'm young, but I'm just saying.
I
I'm like
ain't leaned in on half of that stuff.
the
No way,
music
I can't.
that we have to listen to the last 15 years has not had the same caliber as the music that we used to
The
have.
stuff I like to listen to definitely does, but it's not popular. I will say that. Like, it's not popular. Mine is, I take that back. Mine is Lupe and T Pain is popular, but J Cole and Jill Scott are pretty good. But Lupe and T Pain don't get as much love as they used to. So,
Who are y'all favorite
but
artists?
I mean, I'm somebody who likes country music too. So, I mean.
My favorite artist, my favorite singer when I was growing up was Whitney Houston. I loved her so much. And she was the first artist that I cried about when she passed away. And then, let's see, I'm trying to think. You know, I liked Cardi for a long time, and then I kind of went away from Cardi. I
Brandy
like
was good.
Brandy. I still play Brandy's music.
I was an '80s person. Yeah,
I'm trying to think.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Beyonce, I'm not a huge Beyonce fan. I don't dislike Beyonce. I just don't necessarily stand her like everybody else does. I
Yeah.
like Beyonce circa B-Day era. Once Beyonce, not a cat, not a cat. She said, Miss Lee said Beyonce is cute. Y'all are funny. Like, I would say Beyonce is a dedicated performer, and she is going to be probably one of the most memorable people of our time of this
era.
era for us. But I feel like her fans are very aggravating.
Very much so. If those are some fans where I wish you could just put all of them on one island together, and then they could just stay there.
Rapper Beyonce. Somebody said that she wanted to be a rapper, but her dad forced her to be a singer. And so now when you hear her doing like the Migo type sound and more rap, that's truly her being what she wanted to be.
Yeah, like Trey Songz, he wanted to do the same thing.
Trey Songz wanted to be a rapper?
Mm-hmm. He wanted to be a rapper first, and
Really?
they turned him down. And I don't know if it was because of the image or what, but he could sing. So when he
Ah.
got in,
I learned something new. I did not know
that's
that.
why sometimes you'll hear Trey and Trey sound like he's trying to rap, and then he'll go back into singing. Like it was like that because I think him and Drake were pretty cool before Drake blew up.
I love Drake now. Drake
I
is
like
my favorite singer artist
I
from
like
this
Drake
age. His music
from
makes me feel good.
I like Drake from 2010, and not because his music is changed and it sounds worse. You could hear the.
What?
It doesn't sound worse.
What do you
It
mean?
doesn't.
You say it sound worse.
It doesn't sound. What I'm saying, misquote. It's still the same on the same pedigree of his sound has not changed to the initial mainstream, but you can hear the difference on Drake's first couple of mixtapes where Drake was hungry. And now you can kind of hear that Drake has backed off a little bit. So you're able to see like that aggression is not there for Drake. Drake is Drake, but Drake from Degrassi when he first had like the little bit of higher cut, and he first did like the first song I listened to him was July featuring Janae Aiko. Like that was the first song I
never heard
him.
that one before.
Right, because that's like off one of his early mixtapes.
I guess I'm not a true fan, guys.
No, I'm not saying you're not a true fan, but what I'm saying is, like, when you can...
Now, I watched Drake on Degrassi. Aubrey. His name was Aubrey Graham, okay? I watched him.
Like, his verses and his stuff seem to... Even his...
7-Eleven. Working twice. Yeah, I like Beyonce's, like, 7-Eleven. I thought that was dope. Nobody had a visual. She was the first to do, like, a visual.
She has one song that I really love, and outside of that, everything else is like...
What's the one song? Oh, Party.
Featuring 3 Stacks.
She likes
Which
Party.
I'm a big 3 Stacks fan.
Desmond likes Party.
I love Andre 3000.
But it's because you like Andre 3000, which means you really just like the song because of Andre 3000.
No, I like her. I know. I literally like her part of the music, and I like that.
I might be young, but I'm ready.
Like, that was something in Savannah State where I could be driving down Duran Avenue.
The Brown Skin Girl song is beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Lemonade. I don't think I've listened to Lemonade.
The Lemonade album or the Lemonade song? I didn't know there was a Lemonade song.
I don't think there is a Lemonade song.
She's talking about the album.
Yeah, I think Lemonade was an album. But, like, I like that stuff, but I like 3 Stacks. Like, I wish, after listening to the podcast, I understand why he's not making more music, but I wish he would because he was such an enigma in the music business. He inspired a lot of different stuff.
Her visuals are dope. That's why I said, as an artist, like it's layers to Beyonce that makes her so much different than everybody else.
Yeah, you get to see the growth over time, and she's willing to expand. She has the fan base now to where she can expand and really make some mistakes, and folks will still love it. So I think that's the good thing about her. Like when you get to that level of stardom to where you can make mistakes and folks ain't gonna be like super critical of you, it gives you so much room.
I'm ready for Rihanna too. I was just about to bring Rihanna up because I feel like Rihanna has that level. I won't say they stand like Beyonce, but they embrace her highly as well to where she can do what she wants to do too.
I don't mind waiting on Rihanna's album a little bit more.
Because you want it to be really good, or because you don't like her music?
I like her music, but the thing is with her, she's creating such a demand for her music. She's almost doing what Eminem used to do. Eminem used to give you an album once every 5 years. So when he dropped the album, you didn't have nothing else to go off of unless he did a feature. He made you wait on his music, and then you learn to appreciate that music and listen to that album over and over again because you were not getting another album from him for a long time. And with Rihanna, she's parlayed herself into that same situation. You might get everybody rushing her to get this album, but you might not get another album from Rihanna in a year. You might not get another album from Rihanna till 2025 if she decides she wants to, because now she has another stream. She got Fenty. She don't need to do music no more.
And that was smart, and she brought all the rights to her music.
Boom, she bought her music, which same thing Prince said. Prince told Nas that he wouldn't work with Nas until Nas owned all his own music. Artists are starting out. It takes a minute. If you own your own music,
okay.
If you own your own music, you don't have to sit up here and keep going in there and doing albums because the stuff that's already out is paying you directly in your pocket. You're making all of your own money back. I don't need. Why am I going out there and working myself to death if I don't have to? I can go on tour for 3 months and do a certain set of locations for 3 months. And whoever want to come see me, y'all will pay for the tickets. It's like Bruno Mars did with his last couple of tours.
And Bruno Mars, he's a talented man, but man, his tickets are expensive. I've seen him perform only because of the perks at work, because it was a fundraising event and they paid him to be there, and I got to be a guest.
And since Bruno has stopped going on tour, what have you heard from Bruno?
Nothing.
Exactly.
He owns his music too.
I don't know whether he owns his music or not, but what he did was he created such a demand while he was on tour. He raised his ticket prices. He made his tour money, because that's not record label owned. That's his tour. He got his money back, and now he can sit at home. He ain't got to do nothing.
I like SZA too. Has she got new music since the Weeknd album? I'm not sure. I'm not good at following people. Like I'm
a casual listener of her. I like her stuff. When I find a song of hers I like it. But I'm not such a follower.
Do you like
of her.
Summer Walker, Miss Elite?
I like. Oh, you talking to her? But I like.
I mean, I can ask you too.
I like some of Summer Walker's music. I like the vibe.
I want SZA to come out with another album too. Go ahead.
I like Summer Walker's vibe, and to be honest with you, one thing I like about her, even though a lot of people don't like it, she's very honest in the fact that she doesn't like being around a lot of people. And I can.
That's because you don't like being around a lot of people.
Well, no, I can appreciate that, because a lot of celebrities, when you get up and you meet them in public, as much as they like to shake hands and wave for cameras, when you meet them one-on-one, they can be really, really disingenuous.
I get what you mean.
And some, like, folks will tell you, don't meet your celebrities, don't meet your heroes and stuff, because some of the times it's the worst thing that can happen. I feel like that's one of those things to where she ain't gonna lie to you. She'll say, hey, I got social anxiety. I don't like being around people.
And they really, I don't know, they really took, social media really was very unsupportive of her being honest.
Nobody likes honesty, because
what did Lady Gaga do, Miss Elite? Do you know what she's talking about?
Oh,
I used to like Lady Gaga too.
She just did an interview with Oprah. I caught a small clip of it on Instagram yesterday, where she talked about mental health and how she does have problems with mental health. How she goes to about 5 or 6 different therapists that help her with different stuff.
5 or 6?
5 or 6, because you have therapists that work in different specialties. One therapist does not generate everything.
Yeah, I see my face. Hell to the no. Something is off if you need 6 therapists.
Well, no, but you have stuff that works on brain health. You have stuff that works on emotions. You have stuff that works in different areas.
They working on charging you a lot of money for 5 and 6, 7 different things.
But with her, it's a tax.
A psychologist is a psychologist. Why you need 8 psychologists to help you?
It's a clip that she did with Oprah. It is. She said it's something off with her.
Desmond.
But she did.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if we go to counseling, we're not hiring 8 counselors to help us through our marriage.
I didn't say you.
We're not hiring 8 counselors to help you with anxiety either. You gonna find a good counselor.
I didn't say that you need that. What I'm saying is, with her, she went ahead and said, hey, these are things she needs help with, and she went to people who specialize in those things in order to get better. Am I saying it's normal? No, it's absolute. It may not. You
making it sound normal. You just said it like it was one. Yep, and she goes to 5 or 6 therapists and blah blah blah. And I'm like, wait a minute, pause. That's a lot.
To me, I'm not gonna say it's not for her. If that's what you need in order to feel better, by all means.
Getting over.
And you got to. It ain't my money. I'm not paying for it.
I wish it was my money. Let me get the money for 2 of them therapists.
But I can say. But one thing I can definitely say in that is that watching that interview,
a lot of money.
Watching some of them clips with her and Oprah, you can see that now from the first Lady Gaga we got to see in public to sitting down there.
She wasn't really being herself.
You got to see. No, she was.
Was she being herself?
She was being herself, but she wasn't comfortable in sitting down like she was with Oprah. Kind of the same thing me and you talked about folks.
Maybe that's what Miss Elite is saying right there, but she says she always seemed untouchable when she first came out.
Yeah, because it's one of them things where you don't feel comfortable talking to other people. Other people like you, but they don't know you, and they seem like they know you. So the reason that they like you is just because you make music and you do off-the-wall stuff that they don't have the guts to do.
Oh, not trying to make it a race thing, but... you see how she's saying that Summer Walker's team should have possibly did something like that. Well, how Lady Gaga, you couldn't just walk up to her.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they should have done to help protect her from being attacked.
I feel like her team might not have been able to help with that, but going forward, I think if her team sits down and watches that it can definitely alleviate some stuff. Even if you don't have her in front of a whole bunch of people doing an interview, but maybe you have her sit down and do a podcast. That's cool. Night,
You're
Latrice.
welcome. Thank you for
Thank you for stopping by.
coming.
But I feel like that's something like we were talking about with mental health that people have to slowly learn. It's not something everybody's gonna know, and yeah, and she wasn't gonna pass up doing nothing with Oprah either. Yeah, she wasn't gonna pass up having an opportunity to sit down with Oprah. So it's one of the things of levels of comfort and understanding your surroundings. And I think because Summer Walker is so new to it, it's gonna take a minute for people to even, especially with her crowd being black, it's gonna take a minute for black folks to start understanding, hey, mental health is important, and you cannot get mad at her for being honest with you and saying that she don't like being around people.
Yeah.
Just because she makes great music, that don't mean she's the fish in the fish tank where y'all get to come up and tap the glass whenever you want to. It don't work like that. Even though that's what people think. Like, just because you make music and you get a record deal, don't mean you want to be the fish tank or be the fish in the fish tank, or you want to be the animal at the zoo where people get to come by and laugh and they get to take pictures and then they get to go home. Meanwhile, you still the animal in the zoo. You you don't have to sit there and do that. So, I mean, I feel like it's different for different people, but
Yeah.
I mean, hey,
Y'all, this was a great session tonight. I'm so thankful that y'all came and watched and had fun. And, this just went really well. So I just want to say thank y'all so much for joining us this week. I'm about to get ready to go to sleep myself. I'm going to be up, excited, and reading comments and stuff.
I've heard that before too, Miss Ali.
Well, let me let Des respond.
Well, no,
That's gonna take another 15 more minutes.
No. I'm just
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No,
it's gonna take another. I know, but as soon as you respond, you gonna keep talking, and it's gonna take another 15 more
No,
minutes.
I've heard the same thing, that she does have her moments where she has her outburst.
Who, Lady Gaga?
No, I think we were talking about Summer Walker.
Oh.
I think I've heard bits and pieces about that, but I've also seen like Ari Lennox go off on her lives at times, and yeah, Summer, yeah, she's done that, and I've seen Ari Lennox go off on her live some days, and boy, whew, Jesus, I mean, maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe that's just a level of comfort of kind of like our current generation of being behind the screen and being able to say what you want to. Because a lot of people have that comfort of getting on live and saying whatever, because you can not respond to comments and you just getting stuff off your chest, and then once you
can
get
hide
done,
behind the screen,
yeah,
and delete it,
and
even
then,
though people are gonna screen record it and post it and
comment,
repost it
right,
and put you on the shade room and put you out there and make a
'cause
big deal of it.
This Ari Lennox thing, I swear, has been.
What did Ari Lennox do?
So somebody on Twitter said something about her being very talented but looking something like a pit bull. And she hopped on live and was like, this is the problem that we have, where folks feel like they get to comment on black women and comment on our features and yada yada yada.
Oh, I think I did hear something about that.
I was going through Twitter earlier today, and somebody was like, "Well, why y'all ain't say something when folks was talking about Lil Baby look like a monkey, or they say Jay-Z look like a monkey, or they talk about Kodak Black?" I'm finishing up, but
no, he not. We'll be here until 10:30, so I'm gonna just go ahead and sit down.
But basically, Ari went off about that, and she had a tangent, and it's become a big thing on social media. So, hey, I don't know. People comment where they feel comfortable, and they will continue to do so. But
I don't know. Or even when people were saying stuff about Meg Thee Stallion too.
What they say about Meg? I don't never hear nothing negative about her.
They were saying that she looked like that mermaid on Shark Tank or something. No, don't laugh.
I'm laughing because I got to see the visual of the lady in my head. And I'm like, that don't add up at all, but okay.
Like the pretty one, it's like a mermaid with the face.
I know exactly.
I know exactly
who you're talking about, and I don't agree. But I mean, I'm laughing because people will
make anybody a meme. That's the thing. So it's like when you become a celebrity, that's just part of it. It comes with the territory. And that's the thing. Like even Lil Baby, he said in his song, "I don't read comments." It's one of them songs he said, people be talking, but I don't read comments. You
That's
don't
what
have to read the comments.
even.
Like cut them
But
off.
you remember when Josiah was watching Ralph Rex the Internet, the first thing the lady forgot to tell him when he finally went in there was,
Never read the
never
comments.
read the comments.
If you famous, like
you can't,
forget
because
them
you're
people,
always gonna have something
you're gonna,
negative.
there's gonna be 1,000 good ones, and there's gonna be 50 negatives.
Right.
But those negative ones will stick to your self-esteem if you're fragile or insecure about something. You have to be secure in yourself and don't read them comments.
I mean,
and for me, like I be telling y'all, when them trolls be coming on my live, my block game is strong. And if I ever become a celebrity, the block button, bloop, bloop. I'm not arguing with you. Goodbye.
If I ever become a celebrity, you ain't got to worry about seeing me on TMZ. My hoodie will be on, my shades will be on, and I'll be like, no thank you, no comment. Next.
I just, cause like, it's like, why you want to sit and go back and forth? But I will say, it's not that you want to go back and forth, but sometimes you just get tired, and then somebody.
First time in a while, we have not had any trolls, and it was a beautiful thing.
Let's speak it into existence.
It was a beautiful
last
thing.
week we've been having some creepers come and be disgusting.
Stuff.
I'm like, I don't have time. But you know what, babe? YouTube actually just initiated a new thing. I think it was on Monday, where they're turning off comments on children's channels.
Good.
Like for children-friendly content, and they're supposed to be implementing some sort of automatic checks for hate speech and bullying and stuff like that. So maybe it could be that they're being more on, like, in an automation for stuff that is inappropriate.
Well, good job.
And I'm glad, because that person that came on here with all that weird stuff, like, I don't play. You get reported and blocked.
I don't even want to go through all that. I just, if you have nothing else better to do with your time, I need you to find something constructive.
Mine too. Like, if you on here at 9 o'clock at night being a troll, you must have some things that you need to work out within yourself.
Either that, or you just bored and you just have.
I've never desired to be a troll.
Me
ever.
No, me either. I don't really have the desire to comment on folks' videos like that unless it's just something that really moves me in one way or the other. So for you to really, even on social media, if you make a comment that's sideways on my channel, I'm finna tear your mouth out. Because I promise you, whatever reaction you thought you was finna get. I can't even
do it because I have a brand that I'm trying to build.
Oh, I can't
I'm not going to sit here and argue with you.
You know my IG is my business page. So if I tell your mouth out on my business page, I meant what I was saying. It was for good reason.
They're just not worth it.
It's not most of the time. That's why I can scroll past it. But should you try that?
But see, Miss Elite, popping junk about shows is not a bad thing. That's different. Because if I come on here after I do my Love After Lockup, y'all going to be thinking I'm crazy. But I actually do it on Twitter. Like, I'll watch it. Now, I'm a spoiler on Twitter, though. But I'll go and I'll watch the show, and I'll leave commentary while it's on. And I had posted, I think I'm going to go live after the next episode, y'all. And a couple people liked it, you know. It's kind of fun. You know, I felt like everybody was watching. We were retweeting each other and stuff. That's different. But I'm talking about when you... And I don't try to attack people on the show, like, you know, talk about them or make them feel bad. I just call stupid what it is. Like, if people are doing stuff that don't make no sense, then I'm going to call it what it is. But as far as, like, being mean or degrading to people, I don't like to do stuff like that. I try to be as respectful as possible. But, you know, sometimes people be needing to hear the truth. And I'm not going to not be honest just because people don't like it. Y'all. This was a good live. This was a really good live. Like, I'm super excited about this year. There's going to be so many good new things coming. And I really appreciate y'all rocking with me and, you know, just making Real Talk Live what it is. Like, I so enjoy talking with y'all, and we vibe, and we start on one subject, but we end up just talking about a bunch of really cool things, and y'all make it fun. Like, I really enjoy this a lot. So I will see y'all next week, same time. I am trying to stick to the 8:30 time because we can wrap up before it gets super duper late. And I just want to thank y'all for your support and for watching. When y'all come back next week, if you do come back next week, make sure you have something in mind that you're grateful for that's happened in the last 7 days. And I'm going to try to think of another really good topic for us to start with. And then I'll see y'all in my next live video. Bye. Have a good night, y'all. Be blessed.
Tell Sai to go pee so he can come like down.
I haven't cut it off yet. Hold on. You over there talking about telling Sai to go use the bathroom.
Just saying.
All right, for real, y'all. Good night.